Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a first impression and dupe comparison between the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and the new Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. So I just picked this up a few days ago on Ulta's website. It retails for $7 and it does come in 18 different shades, and I really like the shade selection on their website. I think it's really accessible to a lot of different people. They have a ton of different shades with different undertones, so it's super helpful. The Tarte Shape Tape, as you guys know, retails for $27, and this comes in 14 different shades. I will say that I like the Makeup Revolution shades a little bit better than the Tarte one, just because I feel like it's a little bit easier to find your shade on their website. Now, mind you, this shade for me is a little bit too light. I definitely underestimated myself. I definitely need to probably go up a shade or two, but I'm still gonna make it work. This concealer is basically supposed to be full coverage, buildable, blendable, creamy, and it's supposed to last all day, pretty much just like the Tarte Shape Tape. So just comparing the packaging, the Tarte Shape Tape is a little bit skinnier and like longer, whereas the Makeup Revolution one is a little bit chubbier, fatter. But I will say, comparing the wands, you can see that they both have like that traditional really big wand, which I personally really like. The Makeup Revolution one is slightly smaller than the Tarte one, but I do really appreciate that because I honestly don't even like the really skinny wands that much anymore. I mean, I'll use them, but I prefer a bigger wand like this. So even taking out the wand of the Makeup Revolution one, it really reminds me so much of the Tarte Shape Tape, just like right off the bat. So what I'm gonna do really quick is just apply a really quick layer of foundation, and I'm just going to use my Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation in the shade 18 Pecan, and I'm just using a Kokie Cosmetics 618 foundation brush just to apply this, and you can get this brush at Walmart. Whenever I apply foundation, I never apply it right underneath my eyes anyway, just because I don't really like that extra layer of foundation underneath my concealer, because I just feel like I don't need it. So I'm just going to apply this pretty much all over my face except my under eye area. Okay, so on my left side, I'm going to just start off with the Tarte Shape Tape. I have this one in the shade light medium. How I typically do it, I like to apply most of the product in the inner part, and then I kind of apply also like right down the bridge of my nose and extend it outwards. I also do it right above my lip, around my mouth, on my chin, and in between my brow. And let's do the same thing on the other side. Just like smelling it, honestly, this smells just like the Tarte Shape Tape as well. This shade is going to be way too light for me. I got the shade C6 in the Makeup Revolution one, and I know it's way too light. I definitely need, like, I would say C7 or C8 might be my shade. But I'm gonna apply this just the same way I did the Tarte Shape Tape, just to obviously give it an even shot. I used to be obsessed with like a really white under eye area, and now I'm like not really about that life. I want like more something a little bit more like, I don't want to say natural, but kind of closer to my skin tone. So I'm going to use two beauty blenders to blend this out. So they're both beauty blenders, they're just different colors. I'm going to use the black one to blend out the Tarte Shape Tape. And then the teal beauty blender, which is like their new color, to blend out the Makeup Revolution side. Okay, I definitely feel like the color is just throwing it off a little bit. But it is blending. It does blend like just as quickly as the Tarte Shape Tape one. Now I am going to set both of them, so I feel like that's going to give me more of a better look as to how the concealer is going to look. Sometimes I've noticed with super light concealers, they kind of accentuate the area a little bit more, but honestly both of them are wearing pretty similar. Obviously the Tarte side looks probably a little bit better just because of the color, but I feel like they both blended out very similar. I'm gonna actually apply a little bit more of the Makeup Revolution one. I kind of feel like, I don't know if it's the color, but I kind of feel like the coverage is slightly lighter than the Tarte Shape Tape. So it's not like identical, but again, that could just be that I'm just a little thrown off by the color. Oh yeah, wow, that helped. Just that little bit that I used helped a lot. Okay, so you definitely need to add a little bit more, I would say, of the Makeup Revolution one than the Tarte one to get it to be a little bit more like similar, because I feel like just applying what I did, it blended out really well, but the Tarte Shape Tape I still think had more coverage. So you need a little bit more of the Makeup Revolution one to get it to be as full coverage as the Tarte one. Both looking very similar though, like as far as how they're settling on my under eye area. I always have those little creases. There's like nothing that I can do to change that, unfortunately. I find that like when I set my under eye, I like to set it from the outer part of my eye to the inner part, and that helps a little bit. There's some concealers that make this area look like 10 times worse than this. Like this is actually really good compared to a lot of other concealers that I've tried. So this is like nothing for me. I actually do really like the coverage of the Makeup Revolution one. Once I built it up, I think it looks so much better. So what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and set underneath my eyes. I'm using my favorite Collab Set the Stage Ultra Loose Setting Powder. You can get this at Sally's Beauty Supply. And this one I have in the shade Porcelain Ivory. And I'm just gonna go ahead and set my under eye. Okay, so I've set both of them. Obviously this one looks different just because of the color, but honestly they both look very similar to me right now, like the way they settled underneath my eyes, the way that I set them, and the way that it looks now. It feels really, really nice and super smooth. I don't really have any major complaints other than the shade. I'm just gonna order like a different shade, but that's really not a big deal. It doesn't look bad at all. Like it's not faded. I think it looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and just finish up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll do a quick little check-in for you guys and let you know how everything else is looking. So I'll see you in 1 second. All right guys, so I finished up the rest of my makeup, and this is what my under eye area is looking like. I was trying to like look up so you guys could see exactly how the concealer is wearing. Honestly, I don't really have any complaints. I feel like the Makeup Revolution one is great so far. I really like the way that it blended. I forgot to mention, like when I layered an extra little layer of the concealer over top, it's not that the concealer didn't have good coverage, it's just I wanted it to be very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape, and I felt like that really helped. Just applying the amount of concealer that I did apply to the Makeup Revolution side, I feel like it was definitely some really good medium coverage. Again, I feel like just the color was throwing it off a little bit, but once I added that little bit of extra concealer over top, I felt like it definitely looked just like the Tarte Shape Tape, minus the color. Obviously, one side is a little bit brighter than the other, but I still really love the blendability of it. I like how it layered. It didn't feel like dry or cakey or anything underneath my eyes, and then applying the powder, I feel like it kind of just made the area super smooth. So I'm really happy with the way that it looks. I don't really have any major complaints. I'm definitely going to just get another shade, and I feel like I'll be good to go. But for $7, I don't really think you can go wrong with it. Okay, so right now it is 11:31 a.m. So I'm going to come back in a few hours, and I'll let you guys know how everything is wearing, how it looks, how it wore, etc, etc. But so far, so good. But I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, I'm back. Right now, it is approximately 3:43 p.m. So I've been wearing the concealer for, I would say, over 4 hours at this point, right? It was like 11 something when I checked in. I don't even remember. But this is what my concealer is looking like right now. I'm honestly super impressed. I don't really have any complaints, to be honest. I'm really happy with the way that it looks. All I'm gonna have to do is just get a different shade. But other than that, I love the way it's wearing. It's not fading. It's not creasing excessively. And there's only a few concealers that I can say that about, because some of them that I've tried before, they can just look so dry underneath my eyes, super cracked, but this one looks really good, and I do think this is very comparable to the Tarte Shape Tape. For $7, you really can't go wrong. All you have to do is just build it up a little bit, but honestly, once you do, it is amazing coverage. It's super creamy, very blendable, and the wearability is on point. So I'm giving this concealer a 10 out of 10. Let me know down below if you guys are going to be trying it out, or if you've tried it, what are your thoughts? Let me know what you think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in a few days in my next one. Bye!